I have to say yes, because I had no chance to do something else. Because I'm in the 6th generation now in the family, and I did not want to shock my father and tell him I don't want to do it. But yeah, I was about maybe 16, 17, then I really knew that I want to do it. And so that was during school time, and then after school a little civil service, and then studying winemaking. And yeah, I came back home in 1994 and changed it into organic farming, because that was my first idea, or for me, the really important step I wanted to do. And yeah, and that was then the time my father told me, okay, then you have to do it on your own. So he is still working in the winery, but from the first day I told him I want to change into organic production, he asked me to be the responsible person.
Yeah. And for your 18th birthday, you got a vineyard.
Yeah. That was a not so nice birthday present, because I don't. I remember I wanted a new bike, but he came with a little paper, and that shows that I'm an owner of half an hectare land in the Muley Hofberg. So perfect birthday present. Maybe it looks normal for you to see a cellar like this, but it's absolutely not normal anymore. Because when I studied winemaking in the beginning of the 90s, the teachers or the profs told us to throw away old barrels and buy stainless steel, because when you want to make good white wine, you need stainless steel. It's not possible in wood. And so that I don't like sentences like this when someone says it's not possible. It's not. This is our tradition. It goes back on the Roman time. This 1,000-liter wooden barrel, really, we use for 2,000 years now here in the valley. And I work outside in the vineyards in very steep slopes with terraces, and I do a lot of extra work there. And of course, I want to be as traditionally or cultureful in the cellar too. And that was the first idea, to go on fermenting the wines in the wood. But 15 years later now, I really have an idea of it, that it makes the wine better, or it makes the wine more, or brings the wine more in the way like I want to have it. This fermentation is a lively process. And for me, as a living person, I want to work. I like to work inside a wooden cave, but not in a stainless steel. So, and when you think about the yeast, that is something between a fungi or a bacteria, but it's still a lively process. And so for me, it's just logical that lively processes are working better in wood than in stainless steel. And it's April now, so it's getting warmer a little bit here in the cellar. And so 2-3 weeks before, it was very quiet here. And this year it was extra quiet, because we had the flood inside here, the Mosel was inside here, this high, and the temperature of the wines went down to 7 degrees. And so in 7 degrees there's no yeast in the world working. And so the fermentation stopped. And then you have to fill up the barrels. There's not too much air inside, so you don't have too much oxidation. And when it's getting warmer in spring, then the fermentation starts again. When it comes higher than this, then you have a problem to get the CO2 out. The last time I had wine fermenting under water surface. That was in 2003, and we put out of every barrel we put a pipe upstairs that the CO2 can get out. So I had fermenting wines in the water. That was, yeah, it sounds funny, but it wasn't fun.
No.
You don't sleep really good in this night. We look at the forecast, weather forecast, and the forecast of the flood. And when it's more than 8 meters and 50 in Trier, then I know I have 10 hours with 5 people working to make the cellar, to fix the cellar for the flood. Chef it's also a vineyard over there in the rocks, but these all are wines where I do only 1,000 liters, so only 1 cask per year, very special wines. And then last winter I had the idea of Moloon. You see the sign up here, because potentially I have 5,000-6,000 liters here of extra quality, and with the idea Moloon, I will have a wine with a bit more quantity to work with retailers, because when you talk about Kellerchen or Langeberg, they all like this wine. They buy a few bottles, then they see in the shops it works, and then they want to order again, and I don't have the wine anymore. Yeah. And so I need a wine with a bit more quantity out of this area. And so the word Moloon is the 800-year-old name for this mountain. Okay. We found a document out of 1143. In this time, down there was a little farm, and with about 7 hectares of vineyards here. So we know that these vineyards are minimum for 800 years now on this place. And so we took this Latin name Moloon, and not Mulai, and we put there's a front label with Moloon 1143. In summer, when the green comes out here, we bound it like this, by hand, still by hand here in this very steep slopes, and so the grapes are more lower, and it's warmer down there. Because we are, of course, we have to think about changing, but when you look at the whole wine scene, we are still the northern place for winemaking, and the cool place for winemaking, and we will have cooler years sometimes. And so all we did here in the past is how can we get the grapes into a high sugar content, and so we have to keep it lower. So this is the traditional Moselfall, special December of 2010, because we never had so much snow here in the winter normally. And this year it was 0.5 meter of snow, and so Ries, a friend, Ries Hornibroek, winemaker in Traben-Trarbach, I told him the story before that I once loved to ski my mountains, and then he came in the winery and said, "You have the chance now, so come out, we do it." And he's a perfect snowboarder, so on YouTube you find it on the vineyard surfing. You have to look at it. It's perfect. He's a real good snowboarder, and it's really steep, and you have only 1 meter and 80 to make your little, what is that? Moves. Yeah. Roofs. Yeah.